All know this guy. A fight just doesn't feel like a fight unless you hear Michael Buffer say this.
The fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Michael Buffer, I so have to congratulate you, not generally on all your success, on that moment.
You were struggling, right?
Yeah, I had a cold, and I woke up that morning and had nothing.
Nothing.
But my wife kept getting chicken noodle soup and tea and honey, and I stayed on voice shutdown and managed to get that.
This is the money maker.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like
This
worst
was
nightmare.
the biggest night of your life because
One
it
of them,
was
for
the
sure,
biggest boxing night in terms of pay-per-view, Pacquiao, Mayweather, and you are the man. Everybody's waiting for your voice. You shared duties with Jimmy Lennon Jr. because you had the two networks involved.
Yeah.
But you started talking and I thought, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then when you got to the money moment.
Yeah, you pulled it together.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
That's your moment.
You gotta do it.
Were you in a little bit of a panic that day?
I was at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it all worked out.
Now, a major boxing match is not, it's not a major match without you, but your story, I love your story. I'll quickly start and you can pick it up. Yeah. You know, you're 23 years old, you get a job as a car salesman, good looking guy.
Sharp dressed guy.
A model, an actor. And one day you're watching TV with your son. You pick it up from there.
Yeah, and my oldest son, Michael, at the time was about 13. We were watching the fights. The ring announcer he didn't really screw it up, but he didn't have all the drama in a split decision. And he said, Dad, you could do that. And I thought, hey, I'm a fan. I love being there. And I sent a few letters and found out how to get my foot in the door, and it just took off.
And you kind of faked it at first, right?
A little bit, You
didn't really
They believe
know.
I knew what I was doing. And but that first night, I was like this. And kind of got it together.
Yeah.
You got to announce the fighters right, but the scariest part is when you get the scorecards.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't want to blow that.
And so you knew you wanted to come up with some kind of phrase.
Yeah,
and you played around with a few.
I wanted something like everybody knows when you hear "Gentlemen, start your engines."
Yes.
Man, the Indy 500 is going to begin.
Yes.
And I wanted a hook like that because what had happened in boxing, ring announcers were introducing all their buddies on the commission and the doctors and 3 judges, and it just took so long after that great entrance by the fighters to get to the fighters' introductions. So I wanted something that would bring the crowd back.
So
you
why
tried out a few,
Yeah,
right?
why didn't batten down the hatches work?
I don't know. Why do you think, Steve?
Batten down the hatches. What were some of the
Ladies
others?
and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. It just didn't have it.
So those were on the cutting room floor then.
Yes.
And then lo and behold, you came up with...
Well, the great Muhammad Ali used to say, I'm so pretty. You probably can do a better one.
Rumble,
with your voice.
young man, rumble.
Yeah.
I'll be Drew Bundini Brown, and you be Ali. Because he'll go, rumble, young man, rumble. Yeah, rumble, young man, yeah, right.
Float like a butterfly, sting
Yes,
like a bee.
that's
That
right.
one.
And that word was out there, and so I started saying, let's get ready to rumble, and stayed with it.
And was it always like how you say it now? Like
No, it evolved, and I
evolved.
always tried to make it better.
When did it turn into a business?
When I started seeing it as the headlines in the newspapers before a big fight, or on the radio for an automobile dealership selling cars, and I figured, wait a minute, they're getting this from me.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to protect it as intellectual property.
To business with your brother.
Yes.
And then everything just seemed to explode from there.
Yeah.
And everybody here is afraid to say it because they think you're going to sue them.
Yeah, what is
on
the
show.
actual story?
Well, it's a registered trademark.
Okay.
So when somebody uses it, especially to promote or to sell something,
Okay.
that's when you have to
So
if
litigate.
she
if I
innocently
said
said
those
it'd be
words
okay
right
now?
now, I wouldn't get in trouble.
Not in this situation, no.
Not in this situation.
Because she's been dying to say it.
It's like the thing
Let me
you're
hear
not
you
supposed
say
to
it.
say.
Come on.
All
Go
right.
for it.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Not bad, huh?
I'm in
Don't
trouble.
sue me.
I'm in
Don't sue
trouble.
me. All right, I've got
Wow,
you on camera.
I'm very impressed with you now.
That was
Are
good.
you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Can
Maybe
you
I'll
do,
take over
can you
after
do
you
for the
retire.
thousands in attendance? For the
No,
millions?
you got one.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
You got one.
I remember back when the phrase had caught on, but it wasn't a business yet. I was doing sports talk. And you would come in and say, well, let's get ready to rumble with Steve Edwards. Those days are long gone, right?
Long gone.
As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, I think we even ran it a few times as a promotion, and that's when you got wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for the free, when I had the free stuff.
No problem.
Now
But
there's
I get to say it. I get to
merchandise.
say it right here in LA this Saturday.
Big
with a
fight
big
coming
fight.
up. Yes.
So tell us
yes.
about this one coming up.
LA Forum is all redone. Madison Square Garden bought it and just made it into a great place here in LA. A lot of concerts. U2 is coming up. But this middleweight champion, Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, knocks everybody out. 32-0, 29 KOs. A great, great middleweight champion, and he'll be fighting. It'll be live on HBO, but there's still some tickets left at the LA Fabulous Forum.
He's fighting Willie Monroe Jr. And I want to tell you, people who don't follow boxing, if a Golovkin fight was the big fight, there'd be more boxing fans, because the big fight was, you know,
Well, nobody will fight him. I mean, the big-time middleweights don't want to go near him.
He's so entertaining to
Yes,
watch,
he is.
and he's such a sweetheart of a person.
He's the guy you want your daughter to marry,
Yeah.
and then he gets in the ring and just
brutal.
tears people's
He's
heads
brutal,
good.
but when he talks afterwards, you want to hug him. He's that kind of a guy.
Great guy.
All right, so your voice will be in good shape for this,
It'll be in great shape, Steve.
and if it
I
is,
promise.
if it is not,
Yes.
Sanson
No
is
doubt
ready to
about
step
it.
in.
I love it.
Happy to be your understudy.
All right, Golovkin takes on Willie Monroe Jr., Triple G, this Saturday night at the Forum. Also be on HBO's World Championship Boxing.
This is a real fight.
This is a real fight. Well, any
For
fight
real.
with Golovkin is terrific. Michael, you've done
So
really
good to
well.
meet you.
Always
Great
good
to
to
see
see
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Neal.
Thank you.